Hey guys, what's going on? Figured I haven't done a video in a little bit, so I was gonna go ahead and drop a little rant video. Well, had a crappy call. Had a customer scheduled in for today for 3 system maintenance, and he was a first-time customer last summer. I think it was about June, July, roughly. Came out to his house, and he had a issue with his main floor system tripping the breaker. So it was like a 1998 10-seer root system, and one of the wires on the compressor terminals, was all burned up. So I put a repair kit on there, got him back up and running. His capacitor was really low, really weak, so I went ahead and swapped out his capacitor, started him up on a club membership annual maintenance for his 3 systems, got him going, cleaned the systems up. Well, about a week later, he called again saying the breaker tripped again. So came back out there, didn't charge him for a trip fee. And another wire, I think it was the first one was the start wire, the second one was, I think, was the run on the terminal on the compressor, went kaput. So I put another repair kit on there, and during the second visit, I told him that obviously the compressor is showing signs of wear, obviously. And he only had one more terminal that was still good, that he may want to start considering, replacement if it kept on happening. I also put, I think the first time around, I also put a kickstart on there as well, because I think it was definitely well over the rated LRA on the compressor. Anywho, well, about 5 days later, I think the common wire went out. So at that point, I quoted him some really good pricing on some equipment. Wasn't trying to upsell him nothing. He was, kind of a bare bones guy. He didn't want nothing 2-stage or high seer stuff. So I gave him a Lennox option, and I gave him a at the time we were selling a Goodman option. And he said he was gonna get back with us. Well, he never did. Never really thought too much about it. Well, I show up today for the maintenance, and he said that he had a contractor come out there and put in a new system. So I was like, okay, whatever. So they put in a Train 14-seer system, 80% single-stage furnace, and it looks like crap, completely hacked up. I told him I was there for the maintenance. I wasn't gonna touch the main floor, because he was still under the contractor's 1-year labor warranty. So to avoid any liability issues, if something happened, we had to be on the same page that I was just going to service the other 2 systems. Well, taking a look at the system, they really, butchered it. No filter rack on the system. Not a 1-inch external filter rack, not a 5-inch, not a 2-inch, nothing. They stuck a 1-inch pleated filter inside the blower cabinet, and they didn't even put a, Train sells those little, I call them like L brackets, and you can actually install them inside the blower cabinet. Some of their furnaces will come, it'll come in like a little baggie, and they didn't install that either. So I pulled the blower on. I did show the guy. I said, listen, I said, every time that blower comes on, you can see that filter lift up about 4 or 5 inches. So we all know, that's basically unfiltered air bypassing the filter and clogging up the blower and clogging up the evaporator coil, causing all types of issues. Not to mention your IAQ goes, to nothing. So he was definitely a little shocked on that. He didn't notice that. The return plenum was not sealed properly, and no overflow protection at all. They didn't put a auxiliary drain pan, no float switches, no inline switches, There was a condensate pump with a float switch built already in it, like most of the modern stuff will have, and that wasn't wired into the system. So essentially, if the unit freezes up or any type of condensate blockage would happen, he wouldn't know in the basement. It would just completely, you know, flood his basement. So that was that. And I made a list, I put it on my report, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man, I was pretty pissed. I was pretty pissed because I know, you know, customers, it's their money, they can do whatever the heck they please, and I get it. But at the same time, as a technician, it really irks me when I see stuff like that, because the pricing that I gave him was really, really good. I mean, we were not making much or nearly as much as our standard profit on that job. So, you know, he just went with the lowest bidder that can give him a train system. And I told him, you know, he in the beginning, he really wanted train, and I could have put a train in there. But obviously we're not a Train Premier dealer, so I mean our Train pricing is going to be, you know, fairly expensive. We all know how Train really goes with their pricing on equipment. So he just wanted Train. He went with the cheapest dealer, and that's, you get what you pay for. Unfortunately, that's what happens. You get some of these contractors that's how they can get down, really low on those pricing, because they're not going to put a pan. They're not going to spend the time and do, you know, quality workmanship on the system. And I let them know. I let them have it. I mean, not, you know, rude or disrespectful, but I told them, you know, I said, you know, that's what happens when you go with sometimes these cheaper pricing. It's not the cheapest job or the cheapest quote is not going to be the best all the time. Actually, most of the time, it's not going to be all the best. So, you know, it just pisses me off. It really does. So I guess on to the next one. So he had a couple, actually his other two units were a little low on gas, but it was fairly cool. It was about 50 degrees today and about 60, low to mid 60s indoors, so couldn't really charge it up. I just told him if he notices any issues to give us a call back, and we'll throw a gauge on there and check them out. But I'm not gonna spend, because I spent a good amount of time there, you know, doing a load cal and looking at the ductwork, making my measurements. I was there for about 45 minutes, an hour roughly, because I remember that call, and just wasting my time basically. So I'm not gonna put any more effort on that if he calls us again for a quote, because I know he's gonna end up going for the lowest bidder, and I can't roll like that. So anyways, that's my little rant for today. And sometimes you just lose these bids to a bunch of boneheads. That's the industry we work for sometimes. So I guess it is what it is. Got to keep moving forward. See you on the next time, guys.